Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 14th of November for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to outline the collective energies that are going to impact upon us all, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces in much greater detail. Now, the Sun continues in the sign of Scorpio this week, but Mercury and Venus are going to be leaving this sign and moving into the sign of Sagittarius, triggering the first blush of Sagittarius season, which of course we'll pick up furthermore next week when the Sun arrives in the sign of the Archer too. But the significance of Mercury and Venus moving together is that I feel that it's going to be a much freer energy that they bring in. But that's not going to be particularly apparent right at the start of this week, because on Monday, Saturn is obstructing or blocking or inhibiting the energy of the Sun. And of course, the intensity of that total lunar eclipse of the 8th of November continues to pour its energy into all our circumstances in a very disruptive way, particularly around our sense of values, our connections, our sense of self-worth, but also around money. So the transition of Mercury and Venus into Sagittarius can bring some levitation. But of course, technically, Mercury is debilitated in the sign of Sagittarius, but I think it's one of the weakest debilitations. And in fact, I feel that Mercury can thrive in this sign, despite being opposite Gemini, which it governs, squaring Virgo, which it also governs, and of course in a square with Pisces, where it's also detrimented. So we have an opportunity to use the knowledge of Sagittarius and the thinking and the intellect of Mercury in order to transform our situation. So information is going to be important. But with Venus in the mix as well, when it comes to our relationships or even our attitude to money, the truth of our situations is vital. So the higher truth. We've been going through such an intense period collectively, and the quarter moon, which occurs on Wednesday in the sign of Leo, rather emphasizes the dilemmas that we have. At some level we want to enjoy, we want to connect, we want to mix and mingle, but we've had to become much more aware of some very powerful and intense energies which have not been particularly easy. But through the prism of intensity, there can also be the alchemy of positivity. And that happens this week from Tuesday, through to Sunday, when the Sun forges an awesome link to Pluto. So if we can see where change can be a good thing and we embrace it and don't resist it, then our circumstances can really be changed in a very positive way. Also, the Sun from Thursday through to Sunday is in a terrific link with Jupiter, of course, now travelling forwards in the other sign it governs of Pisces. So this water trine is wonderful for letting emotions flow in a positive way. Also, Jupiter and Pluto are in a sextile all week, which is one of the most potentially fortunate of all planetary influences. It is true that Mars continues to retrograde. It is true it continues to be in a square with the equally retrograding Neptune. And so information can continue to be distorted, or it can be tricky to really get to the nub of certain matters. But I think generally this is a week that can see us opening up a little bit, or trying to make the most of the scorpionic energies which have been so powerful recently, because obviously Pluto is the ruler, the modern ruler of the sign of Scorpio, and that's like a lightning rod to both the Sun in Scorpio and of course also to Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. So if we're open to evolution, transformation, moving forwards, then the bubbly, bright and very sociable conjunction between Venus and Mercury can bring some levitation to bear. If you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand what year 2023 will hold for you personally, please check out my special package, which gives you the rest of this year free in terms of the forecast, all of 2023, but based on your time, date and place of birth. This information completely unique to you, as will be your chart. And in my package with 30% off, you can also get your life roadmap, your character analysis, which can help you to understand some repeating patterns in your life, but also seize opportunities with greater conviction. Please see the link below. And if you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. But if you'd like to leave any comments and interact with me, I try very hard to answer all of them, so please feel very welcome to do that. And to all my ongoing viewers, thank you so much for all your support. So Aries, your week commencing the 14th of November forecast continues to see your ruler Mars under a degree of pressure. So when it comes to the expression of your ideas, it may feel that your mind is a bit sluggish, not quite as crystal clear as you would like. It may feel that your energy is somewhat lower than would be ideal. And also the quarter moon in your sister fire sign of Leo midweek, well, that's giving you a much greater understanding or an opportunity to understand the politics of certain involvements. If there is somebody around you who tends to cause a drama about virtually everything, it seems to you at the present time, that could be something that you're really wanting some kind of escape from. Well, along come Venus and Mercury, in turn moving into your sister fire sign of Sagittarius, which can be a really sweet blessing, because this gives you encouragement to change things up, to get out a little bit, to embrace some new experiences, to be a bit more spontaneous. Whatever this may be, whether it's getting in touch with old friends, thinking about some kind of course of learning or some new skills, or just reading stuff that's very enlightening and uplifting, all of those things can be very positive for you over the next few weeks. Now also, Jupiter is in your 12th house, and are there past skills, experiences, knowledges and connections that can still come back to you? Because I feel that you could be surprised as Jupiter aligns with Pluto but also the Sun later this week, that you are going to have some kind of uptick in your circumstances, and it could be based on a legacy. So it may be that you've been very committed and helpful and invested in a situation in the past, and someone can really reward that. It could be that you can start to see the manifestation of a lot of effort that's gone into your psychological understandings, and that can be what evolves and helps you then to go out into the wider world in a much more self-confident and assertive way. Generally speaking, the bubbly side of your nature can definitely get an opportunity to flourish later this week. It's just understanding that there are still these rather misty, swirling and rather enervating strands coming from Neptune's impact on your ruler, choosing your words carefully, choosing your company carefully, but some kind of gush of good vibes and more uplifting trends definitely sweep into your situation as this week goes on.